Hey guys, what's going on? Twintuitive717 here. I am back with another video. I hope you guys are doing incredibly well as always. Hi, Mega Good Vibes. She's just having a little nap over here. Yeah, guys, I want to come on quickly and just share an update for the collective on where the masculines are at when it comes to the journey and the connection. Within the last little while, I felt that the masculine collective, they're thinking about the connection itself more than usual, I want to say. I feel like a lot of them, let's see what story this tells. But I feel like a lot of them, okay, I want 3 cards. I'll take what's at the top, what's right at the bottom, and we'll just cut it right in the middle. And I'll take, this card as well, which is the Tower. Okay, so, yeah, walking on thin ice, I feel is what the theme of this reading is, because communication is coming through for many of you. And if you're in the divine feminine energy, I think that many of you have spent maybe the last year or two doing a lot of grounding and balancing your energies from a place of embracing solitude. Many of you have accepted that you're on the ascension journey, and you're starting to relax a little bit more when it comes to the karmic lessons with your divine masculine, because, each time we're in communication with them, a lot of emotions come up. You think that it's like, oh yeah, like we're going to be in a relationship, but all that ends up coming along is more life lessons to be learned, more soul lessons to be learned. So that's why I feel like many masculines are wanting to communicate, or if many of you are receiving communication already, they feel like they're walking on thin ice with you because your energy is not the same. You're not responding the same. I feel that a lot of your masculines are seeing that they're not triggering you in the same ways. The conversation is different. I feel many of your masculines respect you. They have a great deal of respect for you. And you've earned that respect as well, divine feminine. Okay, so that's kind of some of the things I'm picking up on. Okay, many of your masculines are really tippy-toeing around the connection right now. And it's also creating this kind of nervous feeling, like butterflies in your stomach, because they enjoy courting you when they sense that you are detached. Okay, it's a very attractive energy. This is a feminine who takes care of herself. Many of you are highly independent, and it's taken you a long time to get there. Okay, so it may be that some of you have done this like rags to riches type of storyline or life path that you've been on. It could be part of your life path number as well, that sent you on this journey, and it could feel like a past life as well, like you've done this before. You may get deja vu frequently. You may have things like sleep paralysis or visions. You might see numbers everywhere, triple numbers, but more importantly, you know how to read the numbers without knowing how or why. To tell yourself exactly where it is you are on the journey and what your angels and spirit guides and ancestors want you to do. And I feel like you're very good at taking action, or you're very good at picking up on what the guidance is from the spiritual side, and you're very good at following through. And so it's really put you, divine feminine, in a position today where you genuinely are ready to help your masculines heal, okay? Because I feel that when you initially met them, you were maybe on the chaser side, on top of watching tarot readings and trying to understand the connection. When you did communicate with your masculine, it was just highly emotional, highly emotionally charged, or maybe highly sexually charged. A lot of in and out communication, maybe third party. It could be distance as well. It could be an age gap. It could be race or gender. Whatever differences between you two that may have seemed like obstacles at first, I think in the meantime, you guys have done a lot of growing, specifically the divine feminine. And now that you've done this growth, it's almost like you're ready to challenge your divine masculine in a way now that triggers their ascension and their growth. It's like they've met their match now with your energy. They always knew that, or they felt that, but maybe you needed to balance your energy a little bit more, divine feminine, be a little bit more assertive and draw boundaries and not be so afraid of like losing your divine masculine. It's like, you want to go, you'll find out, bro. You'll find out. So many of you have attained this, confidence of like, you don't really need anything outside of yourself. To feel whole or to feel satisfied. A lot of you are in this place, divine feminine. I'm getting masculine energy coming from the feminine, and it could be because maybe many of you are seeing that your divine masculines are making their way back or communicating, and it's like you're on guard. But the part of you that's on guard is your masculine energy, ready to discern, ready to assert. And so that's why there's that feeling of them walking on thin ice. Okay, let's go ahead and find out what the cards say. Okay, yeah, we have the High Priestess, because I feel like you're always 10 steps ahead. And it's not in this like aggressive way that they see you too. It's more of this like, spiritual badass, like you don't even have to say a word. It's like more of like an inner knowing. That's like your superpower, and I love the Empress here. Many of them see you as being very guided. You may be very close to animals as well, or just have a passion for animals, a love for animals, and can communicate with them very clearly. You're very highly abundant. You always have everything you need. And the reason you always have everything you need is because, you're always focused on that higher knowledge, and you use that knowledge to help others. You use that knowledge to give others a high counsel or put wisdom into their life. And you're also patient, and you also have the ability to, foresee, and you use your intuition responsibly. Okay. And I feel like that's how the masculines see you now. Maybe before they saw you again as like just maybe a little bit more emotional, and it could even be like the Empress in reverse, where you could be very demanding without realizing that it's like, wait a second, we're both caught up in third party situations. Like, I have no business demanding from you, like like what do you want, or make a decision type of thing. It's like, I think that this is a divine feminine who's grown immensely, and you've stepped back. You've allowed yourself to step back away from this whole twin flame connection, and you've used the energy to focus on yourself. In fact, this is what yesterday's Patreon reading was about. I was talking about many of the feminines. Like if you're getting communication from your divine counterpart, from like, especially after like a really long time, or you're experiencing weird synchronicities where the universe is like putting you guys in like the same space, same time, running into each other, bumping into each other, a new cycle wanting to occur, a new cycle wanting to start. It's because you've done the groundwork, divine feminine. I think that many of you experienced the cycles, and then you understood the mission, right? You were like, okay, I completely need to step back and do some house cleaning in my own life rather than chase this divine masculine, right? It's like, what am I doing with my life here? Like, there's so much I need to get together in my own life. And many of you were courageous enough to actually put a stop to the cycles with your counterpart, even with like karmics and things like that, and completely poured all of that energy into yourself. And many of you are now just beautifully enjoying sitting in this very abundant place. And many of you might be readers in the community where, you are the High Priestess here. You're constantly in a state of like meditation or a state of trance. Many of you, life is not the same for you after having this awakening, especially, again, if you guys are tarot readers in the community. Like big crowds may affect you, so you don't go out as much. And that's okay, because many of you may find that your home is your safe place. It just feels good to be in your home. It feels like where your energy is needed, because you're always, like, the book here indicates that you're always getting messages, right? So many of you may have gotten a bad rap for like not going out as much, or you're so focused on your YouTube all the time, or you're so focused on your small business or your social media or this project that you have going on or this new job that you've got. And many of you are like, yeah, because I'm feeling pulled and I'm feeling called and I can't seem to, do anything else other than listen to the messages I receive and try to push it out to the collective to affect change. So, this is the level that I feel many of you are on, and your masculines are really just now stepping on to that path. It's like getting their toes wet type of thing, We also have the Two of Swords. Look at how cute and gentle this energy is. Speaking of like walking on thin ice, he's like, can I give you this flower? And she's like, no, please. Step back. I think too the chicken here represents empathy as well. Maybe it's speaking to the divine feminine to have, empathy with the divine masculines. And, at this time, I feel like you are, being called to, display that bit of softness and forgiveness, because if you're in a place of knowing that this is your twin flame and the universe has shown you repeatedly that this is your twin flame and the signs are clear, it's okay to practice forgiveness with them, because this card also traditionally represents keeping promises. And so many of your masculines are, this is a lesson that they've learned as well, is like being accountable for themselves, right? You've taught them a great deal about having to be accountable, and like relationships. I see too, as triggering as this is going to sound for some of you, I feel like because you spend so much time ascending divine feminine, and again, for the last few readings, I keep getting understood the assignment or understood the mission, because you did that. I lost my train of thought with this, but I was going to say that, like, let's see if I can remember. Let's see if tapping my forehead works. Archangel Michael, help me remember. Hang on, guys. Let me rewind the Let me pause the video, and I'll just like take it back a few seconds, and I'll try to see where I was going with that. Hey guys, okay, yeah. So I remember what I was gonna say. So, thank you, Archangel Michael. Okay, so, because you guys, did the groundwork, I feel too that, many masculines are walking on thin ice with you, because a lot of you are hesitant to take their offer. Like, look at how she's kind of backing away from this flower here, right? And it is a black orchid, which indicates that, there's a lot of passion in this flower. He's asking you for forgiveness. He's asking you to take this offer. He's humbling himself before you as a gentleman, because there's the feather in the hat here, and he's put his sword down because they know that they let you down, or they didn't keep a promise in a sense, right? And that's maybe where you're harboring a little bit of resentment, and there's forgiveness needed. But what I'm hearing is that for many of your masculines who went back to karmic situations, and it was like, for you as the divine feminine, it might have felt like the ultimate betrayal. I really feel like many of your masculines, they owed it to that karmic. There was karma due there. They may have treated this person horribly, and they were probably very unhappy in those situations as well. And then there's that encounter with the divine feminine, and I feel like this high priestess in that interaction, you made your masculine feel like they needed to humble themselves or treat people better in general. You might have stood up to your divine masculine, right? Like, who the hell you think you're talking to like that? And no one's ever done that before, and I feel like after interacting with you and you made them realize a lot of things, and they might have gone back to those karmic situations to really repair some bad karma. Some of these karmic people, although yes, they should learn lessons of being assertive and discern. And if you're getting treated badly in a relationship, having the courage to be able to walk away from that and choose yourself. Say no to someone treating you horribly and walk away. As hard as it may be, you have to practice detachment in those cases. And I feel like that's usually the lessons for karmic partners. And I feel like a lot of your masculines, may have taken advantage or may have treated their karmic partners very poorly and disrespectfully. And when they met you, you gave them a huge reality check divine feminine, you know, like, you dare speak to a lady this way. Sorry. Whoa. You know, that energy I'm getting from the divine feminine. And it's like, now that your masculine has completed their karmic lessons and they have ended things appropriately in their karmic situations, they're definitely coming back, like, and they'll walk on ice if they have to. You know what I mean? You know, they'll maneuver their way over this thin ice. And they're going to be patient, okay? I feel like I glimpsed the Tower card, and I don't think I can really show this one because it's, yeah, it's a little bit just kind of out there, you know? But it's the Tower card in the tarot of sexual magic. And, you know, I feel like your masculines have shed their skin. Like, they're no longer the old them. That's just what I'm getting here. Like, the Two of Swords is you know, mental thought, like having a decision to make. And I feel like they've made the decision toward the divine feminine because this is you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be backing away from this rose like this. If it was the karmic, they would be like sitting on the masculine's lap, taking that rose, even though the masculine's been on some bad behavior. You know, you're backing away here because, you know, at the end of the day, it's like you want them to show you, and that's their Tower moment. It's like they come back and it's like, whoa, it's like walking on eggshells around this divine feminine. You know, many of you aren't, you know, welcoming them back with like open arms like you've done so many times before. Many of you are like, no. It's because the energy is not feeling like obsessive. You've healed a lot of like your insecurity around this connection. Many of you who are in the divine feminine energy, regardless of the twin flame journey, and this is your masculine, a lot of you are like, damn, universe, I just want the highest good for me possible, okay, because I am ready. And that's a Tower moment for many of your masculines, okay? Hearing you guys say that you are ready, it's a huge Tower moment for many of them. You know, they don't want to be hearing that. They don't want to be thinking about you being ready. If you guys just check this out, you know, I'll hide it as much as I can, but, you know, there's the man coming after him with the axe, and he's got her on the bed there. You know, he's like, got her on the bed there. And there's another person with their axe. I feel like the other person in that image, it's going to represent just like, you know, the shedding of their ego. Just a new start in this, a new start on this journey. And I feel like a lot of them are not going to stop. Okay, let's get clarity about that. Why? Can't stop, won't stop. What are they so worried about? The Tower card tells me too, like, you know, for me it represents jealousy. They don't want you to have a new beginning with anyone else. And speaking of new beginning, we have the Ace of Pentacles here. I feel like they don't want you to have like an abundant beginning with somebody else. And that's exactly what the universe has in store for you. You know why, divine feminine? Because you're asking to attract your highest good. I feel like many of you are in a place of experiencing a lot of abundance as well. So naturally, you know, when you do attract somebody else, I feel like it'll be the start of something very solid, something very grounded. And it's going to be grounded in a lot of passion and comfort as well. It's going to be grounded in a way where you can be yourself with this person, whether it's your divine masculine after going through their ascension or the universe attracting its highest good toward you. Many of you are sending off this vibration that you're ready, and it's because you've escaped the feeling of like, you know, oh my, just because I'm on a twin flame journey means that, you know, I'm in shackles or I'm locked down. Many of you are like, you know, I'm not locked down. Yeah, I'm locked up, they won't let me out. I don't know why I heard that. But many of you are like, no, I'm not locked down to this journey. Like, I am here to live out my highest purpose, you know, for a lot of you. And many of you are finding that the more you detach and disconnect from your masculine, the more they are ending up right back in your face, but a little bit more ascended than the last time that you remembered. Okay, there's a lot more grounded energy coming from them. That's why they're wanting to make these types of offers here. It's because I feel like a lot of them are saying, like, you know, I'm ready. I don't want her to slip away. They don't want to think about you having this start like this with anybody else. Laying up in somebody else's arms at night like this? No. They're fantasizing about that stuff heavily right now. And just the thought of you doing this with somebody else before they're ready, you know, it's really making this whole tower crumble and come down. It's like the tower's starting to crumble and shake, you know, for many of your masculines. Okay, and back here, I can't ignore, we have the Ten of Pentacles at the top of the deck here. I think I'm going to end off the reading by saying that, you know, ideally this is what they want with you, Divine Feminine. They want to show you how serious they are, because 10 is a number of completion. And remember, I was telling you guys they've completed their karmic cycles. That's why I feel like the 10 of Pentacles is coming up. The completion is that, you know what, I've also understood the assignment, because many of them want you to know that the reason they had to go back was to balance that karma. And the High Priestess is, I feel, just beginning to recognize this, or maybe understand this. And that's why you guys are maybe moving a little bit more cautiously this time around, when your masculines are communicating, because I feel like the feminines are like, just to be on the safe side, you know, I'm gonna really take this slow. Okay, and then we have that 10 of Pentacles coming through here, which is your masculine's true intentions. This is ideally what they want to give you now, which is, I'm hearing, to serve you, to pleasure you, to spoil you, give you everything that you everything that you need. You know, she's laying here on the bed. There's a mirror in the background as well, telling me that, you know, this is a reflection of how they both feel. But I think that many feminines, you know, Pentacles itself is like earthly energy, grounding energy. I feel like many feminines want to see it in the physical. You know, it's like you felt it in the spiritual for so long, but many of you now want to see it in the physical. You know, and believe me, your masculines are coming for you. They're not going to stop trying to show you. They've seen now at this point that it's like, no matter how many times they run, no matter how far they go, you know, it's your energy that they're drawn right back to. Okay, guys, so I don't know who this is for, but I hope you guys have enjoyed. You guys take care, and I'll catch you in the next reading, okay? Bye, guys.